have no regrets because that missing picture made sure that I did not miss my train to a better life. So almost every year, it haunts me that I don't have a graduation picture. In fact, I attended the graduation. I was there sitting and I was looking at all my classmates went up the stage. Ay, ito namopya sa akin yun eh. Ito kasama ko yung gumagawa ng ano namin eh. No. But I did feel bad about it because I am looking at the future and I was telling myself that in a matter of maybe one more year, because at that time it will take you 6 months to review and 6 months to wait for the results of the exam. I was telling myself, give me 1 more year and things will change. 1 year was all I need. And I told myself, after graduation, the future is already in my hands. And you can never say because I was born poor, because I of this and that. It's already in your hands. Whatever you do, it's all because of you. Success is already in your hands at that time.
So one of your struggles at that time was you were financially struggling.
Yes.
When you were a student.
Yes. First year, first semester, a friend of mine asked me, "Or can you join me to?" I'm part of a broken class. No longer the what you call this in PUP block session. So a friend of mine told me, he's from the higher medyo senior. He told me that we have a long vacant period. Can you join me? I'll pay for your fare. Let's go to Juicy Fruit Ground, and there's an opening there. So I joined him. And while waiting outside, I thought that it would be better if I would join him and go inside. So I did not realize all people who are inside are supposed to fill up the form. So I pretended I'm also applicant. So I filled up the form, etc., etc. And then when they collected the form, they told me that if we call your name, you're going to enter the room. I told myself, if I enter the room, it's colder. Better than here outside. So I was praying that I hope that they will call my name. And they did call my name. Those who will be called, you will be taking the exam. So I told myself, what if I say, oh, I'm not here to take the exam? Well, I might as well take the exam anyway. I will not be chosen. Okay, I took the exam. Then after a while, I was asked to go back to the first room where we were ushered in. And I did not realize that I was the top of all those applicants who took the exam. I was thinking, why did I top the exam? I was thinking perhaps not because I'm better than all the, let's be fair, they're almost graduate. I was thinking that it's still fresh in my mind because the exam they asked me was to prepare a bank reconciliation. And bank reconciliation is taught first year, first term in college. So it's fresh in my mind. I have an advantage over the rest. And so because of that, first year of my being a student at PUP, I was already a working student.
I was about to ask it if you were a full-time student or...
I was a working student. First year, second sem, I was already working. From Pasig, I would take off my ride going to PUP Santa Mesa, and in the evening I studied. Until I graduate, I think 79, 83, 84.
How were you able to manage your student life to your working life at that time?
I always try to consider what are my free options at time are. Like from 12 to 1, of course we all know that it's lunchtime. It's very, very cool to work in a factory just like Juicy Fruit Ground. It's really very, very cool. And so what I do, because I need to work on my worksheets as my assignment, I would go out of the building where there is, I do remember there's a garden along the perimeter area. Actually, it's the corner of United Street, and where there's, I believe today there's already a mall, no longer the Juicy Fruit Gum building there. So I would go out of the building and use my free time. I will eat my lunch very, very quickly, and I will use my free time, maybe under the sun, sometimes under the sun, to work on my worksheets as my assignment. But I never go to class unprepared. I make sure that during the time that I am riding the jeepney, my mind is rolling what will be the assignment, even for non-accounting subjects.
passing the board exams, your first job as an accountant is
At Urban Bank.
at Urban Bank.
Yes, yes. Mhm.
How long did you stay there?
I think I stayed there for more than 9 years
Ah, 9
or so.
years.
Yes, yes.
Then after that, you already were the assistant vice president?
Yeah, I transferred to different banks. We created new banks, and then from then on, my career blossomed, and I kept moving from one bank to another because at that time you get pirated. I enjoyed the days where accountants are being pirated, especially if you're a banker. You can name your price.
Yung sa first job mo po, you stayed there for 9 years. Can you say that you were, dun kayo pinaka-naging?
Yes, I had very, very, very good bosses there. The first boss that I had was Nida Santos. Hi, Ma'am Nida. Nida Santos. She passed the board at a very young age. In fact, from the story that I still recall, from what I heard from an office mate, when Nida Santos passed the board, she was below the legal age
17?
to receive, to sign the certificate.
Oh.
Yeah, but she was so bright. She is a very disciplined boss. Everything that we do has to be scheduled, and she's a very good teacher.
Okay.
Second was Clar Uwisha, a very good boss of mine. He's now based in Canada. I also had Beth Makatanga. Basically, my first job was like a university. They have a culture where all employees continue learning. On Saturday, we are required to report for work. Not really to work, but to attend classes. We are required to attend classes. Everybody, from janitor up to the president of the bank. If you're the janitor, you will attend a class, not an ordinary class, how to serve water, how to serve food to clients, things like those. But if it depends on the level where your peers are. Like if you're an accounting graduate, you attend other topics about accountancy, and that's where we were introduced to Toastmasters.
Sige. From your initial job ngayon sa 9 years, what was the most, were there also mentors then?
Yes.
And what was the most memorable or the most you consider na pinaka-tumulong sa career nyo? Or lesson?
Yes, I had a lot of lessons because I went around the banking departments and all. I started as senior accounting clerk. Senior accounting clerk, preparation of financial statements. The banking industry is unique from all the other industries where every day we prepare the financial statement and we close our books every day. Unlike all other businesses where you have to wait 1 year to close the books. For the banking sector, you have to prepare your books on a daily basis because you have to submit them to Central Bank. Central Bank has to accumulate or collect all the reports of the bank so that they would know, Central Bank would know how much cash do we have. So the job is very tedious because it's on a daily basis. But it taught me a lot of discipline to work precisely, correctly, because you're running after time. And my bosses were very good in guiding us to be able to be precise with our work. Do not be absent, be on time, and be neat, actually really be neat with your work. And they would touch your financial statement to feel if you made an erasure. If you made an erasure at that time. So I had all those bosses with me. I went around, I went to international banking. When I was promoted, I was reassigned from accounting to cashiering department, and that's where I had a very big lesson in my life. There was a cash transfer from, I believe that was from the south or the Fishport area, a branch from the Fishport area. And as the cashier, it's my responsibility to count all those money. And in the evening when I was counting the money, I realized that there was 100,000 missing. And I should be responsible for that. Because of that incident, I thought that my career would end because I had missing 100,000. So what did I do with that? I went back and reviewed all the processes that happened, and in the process of investigating, I wrote what happened on each stage, and I made recommendation to management that when cash are being transferred, it should be in a sealed bag. The bag should be sealed, etc., etc. And I believe management picked that up. And to this today, I'd like to say that it's part of my contribution that when you see transfers of cash in the banks, it's already sealed. They created each bank has its own sealing style or mechanism, and that is my contribution to the banking world. And I thought that my career would end, and 1 month after that, I was promoted manager.